Liverpool 2-4 Leeds United. 4 goals in 25 minutes show why Iraola needs defensive signings. Pre-season friendlies can be notorious barometers for a team's Premier League season, and Liverpool will be hoping that maxim holds true after this remarkable defeat by Leeds United in Chicago. On a patchy Soldier Field pitch, Andoni Iraola's side were 2-0 up and cruising, courtesy of goals from Luke Chambers and Florian Wirtz, but 3 goals in 13 second-half minutes and a late fourth from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. His second of the match turned the contest on its head, with Leeds winning 4-2. Our experts analyze the main talking points. Advertisement Liverpool need defensive reinforcements. Quickly, with just 3 weeks until their Premier League campaign gets underway, Liverpool have still got plenty of transfer business to get done.
Love watermelon but hate the sticky cutting mess? This compact 2-in-1 tool slices neat cubes and flips into a retractable fork for easy serving at parties, picnics, or home. Want to get the best verified deal and see full details? Visit grabdeal.us/3 right now.
There's the ongoing pursuit of France winger Bradley Barcola, who will essentially be Mohamed Salah's replacement if they can agree a fee with Paris Saint-Germain. Barcola would be a statement signing, but at the other end of the field, the need for defensive reinforcements is acute. Iraola has had to rely on teenage centre-backs Ifeani Ndukwi and Mortala Ndiaye throughout this tour. Left-back Luke Chambers has also been pressed into duty in the middle. The situation has been made worse by the absence of captain Virgil van Dijk following the World Cup, the muscle injury Joe Gomez picked up in the first friendly in Nashville, and the inactivity of new signing Jeremy Jacquet, who hasn't been risked in the U.S. after feeling some discomfort in training. Giovanni Leoni and Connor Bradley are still recovering from long-term injuries. The youngsters have done well in the circumstances, and credit to Academy graduate Chambers, who spent the second half of last season on loan at Charlton Athletic. However, the manner in which Liverpool fell to pieces in the second half in Chicago laid bare the importance of needing to strengthen both at centre-back and right-back. They just don't have sufficient depth for the challenges ahead. It was all far too easy for Leeds, as Iraola's side conceded 4 times in the space of 25 minutes. Liverpool were carved open when Brendan Aronson pulled one back and they couldn't stem the tide. Defending set pieces was a glaring weakness under Arne Slot last season, and it remains an issue, especially dealing with long throws. Calvert-Lewin was completely unmarked when he converted at the far post after a flick-on from Rodon, with Costas Tsimikas guilty of ball watching. Advertisement after Longstaff made it 3-2. Calvert-Lewin grabbed his second in familiar fashion as Liverpool were bullied from another long throw. Starstruck, Calvert-Lewin makes it 4. Pick, Twitter.com/me882OE Leeds United, at LUFC, August 2, 2026. It was deflating for the majority of the 49,128-strong crowd as Liverpool followed up their best 45 minutes of preseason with their worst. James Pearce was this encouraging from Isak and Wirtz. Alexander Isak and Wirtz both struggled to live up to their hefty price tags last season. Isak was dogged by fitness issues after arriving from Newcastle United for a British record fee of $125 million and contributed just 4 goals in 22 appearances, 13 starts in all competitions. Wirtz showed flashes of his talent following a £116 move from Bayer Leverkusen, but struggled for consistency and ended up with a modest tally of 7 goals and 8 assists in 49 games, 40 starts. Ensuring they belatedly fulfill their potential at Anfield is going to be crucial to Iraola's hopes of success at Anfield. The new era will be built around them. This was their first outing of preseason, having only reported back for duty a week ago, and the signs were highly promising. Isak led the line with Wirtz occupying the no-10 role he favors, and they helped set the tone for a dominant first-half display with their work off the ball as well as their quality on it. Swedish striker, Isak dropped deep at times to link play intelligently, with Wirtz running into the space behind him. Wirtz was a creative force with an incisive pass through to Rio Ngumoha, who was thwarted by Rodon's challenge. Isak had combined well with Jeremy Frimpong to win the corner, which led to Liverpool's opening goal from Chambers. And then 5 minutes before the break, Wirtz doubled their lead when he put the finishing team to a wonderful team move. Advertisement, it started with him receiving the ball from Isak on the wide and laying it off to Andoni, who delivered an inviting cross to the far post. Frimpong's cushioned volley dropped perfectly for Wirtz to convert. Understandably, Isak and Wirtz didn't emerge for the second half as Iraola rung the changes. After a disjointed first half for Leeds, they were transformed in the second half. Daniel Farke had made 4 changes with Tanaka, Anton Stash, Daniel James and Lucas Nmeka replaced by Sean Longstaff, Harry Wilson, Aronson and Calvert-Lewin. The improvement was not instantaneous, but Leeds played their way into the second half and were soon in complete control, although, ironically, the backbone of the performance was a theme throughout the full 90 minutes. Ethan Ampadu's long throws, which were one of the big strengths of last season, have not been seen much through this U.S. tour. They were there from the second minute onwards in Chicago. Time and time again, a Leeds player would get the first header on these missiles into the area, but it was not until the second half they got onto those vital second balls. United's second and fourth goals were finished by Calvert-Lewin after initial flicks from Rodon and Sebastian Bornal. Direct hit, CALVRTLEWN arrives. Pic, Twitter. com/KHOXQN7E Leeds United at LUFC. August 2, 2026. This is why Leeds have pursued gigantic players across their Zai, particularly in central defense. Tarek Muhermovic, the 6FT3 in centre-back they paid £34 and 1 pence M for last month, got his head to his fair share of throws, too. Even away from the throws, though, this looked so much like the Leeds team, which only lost 5 of their last 25 Premier League games last season. Rodon, on the right of the back three, was able to venture forward and offer support upfield. Advertisement Ampadu was a comforting, dominant presence cleaning up in the middle. Longstaff continued what has been a superb tour with bite and thrust through the center. Jayden Bogle and James Justin, playing as wing-backs, were tucking in like no tens through the channels to support Calvert-Lewin in the right moments. Meanwhile, Wilson had guile, linking up with his no-9 for the first time. Aronson brought industry and neat movement, while Calvert-Lewin knitted the whole thing together so intelligently. This was far from a full-strength Liverpool side, but this response to a poor first period has to be recognized from Leeds. Barron Cross was their more armband drama with Liverpool. After the public spat over the Liverpool captain's armband in New York, there was no repeat in Chicago. When the no-8 went up on the board with 21 minutes to go, stand-in skipper Dominic Calvert-Lewin turned and made a beeline for Curtis Jones. The armband was passed over, and there was an affectionate tap on the back of the head for Jones before Calvert-Lewin headed for the touchline. Jones had reacted angrily at Yankee Stadium after the Hungary midfielder had given it to Tsimikas instead in similar circumstances. This time, Jones got what he felt was rightfully his given his greater seniority in the squad, but uncertainty over his future rumbles on, with Inter renewing their pursuit of him. Liverpool's return to Merseyside should bring some clarity on that front. Heading straight from Soldier Field to the airport, Liverpool are due to land back in the UK on Monday morning, with the squad reconvening at Kirkby on Wednesday to start preparations for next Sunday's Anfield friendly against Monaco. James Pearce-Gudmundsson's cause for concern, the priority for Leeds in pre-season, above virtually everything else, is bringing their squad through the summer program unscathed, so Gabriel Gudmundsson prompted some cause for concern in the first half. Advertisement, the Sweden international, returned to the Leeds camp later than others after his nation's run to the round of 32 at the World Cup. However, he had to limp off in the 35th minute of this friendly. Early in the match, the 27-year-old wingback had contested a bouncing ball on the edge of the Liverpool area and landed heavily on his back. He required treatment and seemed to indicate he had winded himself after rubbing the back of his head, too. He carried on, but in the 33rd minute he sat down, off the ball, and awaited treatment, appearing to hold his right hamstring. He was replaced by Bornau and did walk off under his own steam, but looked in discomfort.